internet, potentially.
Let's
go to
Let me see from my end if I can see us. Doodly doo, doo 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 doo, doodly doo. Boink.
Okay, I saw us go live, but then it's showing other people.
Yeah, I'm on our thingy right now. We are apparently hosting. Wait.
There we go. There it is. We exist in the universe. I have boxes behind me. Piles and piles of boxes behind me. Just ignore those people. Okay. I think that is good, yeah? I'm going to pop out the chat so I can see it.
I'm still not seeing.
I refresh. Go straight to the link and then refresh it, and then you should see it.
Okay, it's showing us live. Where's our... Boink. There we go. Got it.
And then where's the you, so I can watch you and not have to look all over the planet?
I don't want closed captioning.
I know. I don't know how to turn that on every time. Like, it automatically turns on. Like, it's cool that we do closed captioning, but it's also, like, really not ideal.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. I didn't put notifications in Discord. Damn it.
People on Twitch get a treat. I am in full family family makeup.
I was gonna say you're like in. I was gonna comment on your fancy pants makeups and stuff.
Yep, I am goozied up.
Posting in all the places.
Doodly doo, doo 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 doodly doo 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 doo.
Bam. Okay, all places posted in all places. Hooray! Now, if only I knew if the chat was working. Terrorist. I also don't know if I can. Okay, why is it flipping back all of a sudden? Okay, what is happening right now? It's showing us live and online, and then it's also going back to the hosting for some reason over and over again, which is weird.
That's no good.
Yeah, that's weird. That's cool. That's all good. Chat is working. Good.
Hooray!
Is Showbot working?
Yes. There it goes.
I don't know how to reset it, though. September didn't reset it. She does the resetting. Hey, Grizz. Welcome.
Hi, Grizz.
Like, you can make it live now. I think, maybe. Alright, hopefully volumes are good. By the way, I wish I had, like, an image to just put where September's picture is, but I I couldn't find one that wasn't ridiculous looking. I have, like, the old one from when we had, like, a cosplay guessing game.
I mean, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I just couldn't find it, though. I was really bummed. I looked for it.
It's really funny because I'm on the Twitch page, and whenever my cursor goes over it, there's a free loot button that pops up over September's empty picture. So it's probably just on mine, but it's just like you free loot where September is supposed to be.
I just realized that I am still logged into Geek Girls. I'm like, wait a minute, this is weird. Let me see if I can not be logged into Geek Girls. And I can log into me. No.
Doesn't one of us need to be logged into Geek Girls?
Nope. I only had to do it to update all I was doing was just updating the stream title.
Alright.
Do you believe in magic? The internet works sometimes.
Yay!
Let's see. 2-factor authentication is super cool, kids. You should totally have it on the internet. If you do stuff on the internet. Okay, cool. We'll have some weird ones that are in there randomly, but basically, at the end of the day, the moral is... Hold on. There's a lot of sound here for some reason. All right, I think that's better. I'm not pushing as much sound now.
I think I did.
The blurbity blur. What was I talking about? There's a thing I was saying. Nope, it's gone. It's gone forever. It's gone for. Oh, Showbot. Those people that are here live in the chat, you can hit bang S and then put in show title suggestions. So we're gonna have 2 that are in there already because I can't clear it because September has the power to do such things. But if there's something funny or something you feel is appropriate for a title, please put it in, and then it's not just Linda and I coming up with what we think is funny or appropriate for a title. Yay.
I'm just gonna take all these out.
Oh, I just realized my chat is going to be popped up. Okay. Good. Rock on. I'm glad we both sound good on this end. The problem is that what September gets is completely different. Oh, the magic of creation of content. All right. Did you put articles in? Yeah, you did. Sick. Awesome.
I put an article in.
Good. That is better than 0 articles in.
That's true. It is both topical for me because I live in Georgia, and it's also a truck spill.
Oh, well, look at that. Like, that's magical and relatable.
Yeah.
All right. You ready to do this?
Ready.
Okay.
I took all those stitches out because I didn't like them. All right, let's go.
Stop arguing with your crochet. No.
Yeah, I gotta stop doing that. All right, let's do a show.
All right.
Games, gear, grills. Welcome to the Geek Grills Podcast.
Hello, and welcome to episode 133 of Geek Grills. The Geek Grills podcast is supported primarily by our patrons at patreon.com/grills. I am the Jen, and I'm here with my co-host Linda, also known as True Noob.
Hello.
And September, sadly, was going to be with us, but her doggo has an ear infection, and unfortunately, I guess storms are rolling in, so...
Yeah, it's thundering up there.
Hopefully it's not too bad. I know it gets crazy. I know. Poor doggo. So sadly, we have a blank spot. By the way, if you would like to make us a template to help... if you're watching the video, we don't have a template for 2 people. But it's okay. It's all good. We'll have a chit-chat, and then we'll catch up with Ember next week. Sue, this crazy week, what have you been up to, Linda?
Well, first I get the not fun thing out of the way, which is we had a death in the family, so I had to go to a funeral, which those are not fun, and
I'm sorry.
it was somebody that I wasn't super close to, but a lot of it was on my husband's side of the family, and a lot of them were super close to him, and he was in the army, so they had a military service, and I was doing okay till they started playing taps, and my grandfather, who passed away several years ago, was in the Navy, and they also played taps for him, and I literally had a flashback sitting there, and I was just like, and I'm crying, I don't like this. Nope, there, yeah. And there goes the flag, they're holding up the flag, and I was just like,
nope, that's when I tap out. That's when I'm like, okay, I'm done, and I'm in Cry Town for the next whatever. Ugh, I'm sorry, that's rough. Yeah,
so we're helping, everyone's helping each other kind of recover from that. So, we've had a little bit more family time than we usually do, which I think is a good thing because we're just kind of there, kind of bolstering each other. But on the happier end of the spectrum, in my fluffy update, my fluff date,
He's so fluffy, I'm gonna die!
Unfortunately, I already gave it to the person it goes to, so it was a commission, but I made a little baby bat blanket. You know, those little, like, they're half plushy, half blanket.
Those are so cute.
Mm-hmm. So, like, one of my friends, like, she loves bats, and she likes, like, spooky things, and so anytime we're like, look, you know that friend where anytime you see a picture of something, you immediately think of that friend and tag them in it. Anytime there's a bat, we're like, okay, gotta tag this friend. Well, she's expecting.
Yeah.
And so, baby
bat. You know, my mom likes flamingos, so that's like a thing. Every time I see a flamingo, I think of like, oh, my mom would like that. That's her weird animal that she likes to have things of for some reason.
Let's see. So
that was fun. I recorded my other podcast, Glitter Dice,
Yay.
which, well, we had some technical issues, so we had to re-record it.
Oh no.
It was just like we recorded it, and then it was like one of the mics, like the cat was in the recording studio with us and like bumped the microphone, and the
no.
the plug like came unplugged, and we didn't notice. So one of our hosts was just not saying nothing when she was saying things because the mic wasn't picking her up.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah, so we had to re-record that. And then I am trying to finish my crocheted cosplay before MomoCon. What I'm calling the panic hasn't quite set in yet. but I'm down to the last 2 weeks.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
And well, we're gonna see if I make it in time. I have the whole shirt is done, the whole top.
Okay.
I'm working on the shorts that go with it, and then I've got to make gloves and shoes.
And remind
Gloves
me,
and
this is
sleeves.
Pink Diamond cosplay, right?
Pink
Pink
diamond.
Diamond. Yeah, that's gonna be so cool. I hope you can pull it. I feel like that's always a thing, though. Every cosplayer I know, it always, like, no matter how much time you have, 90% of the work still happens in the last, like, 2.5 weeks before the event. Like, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter if you have 6 months or a year or 3 months.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, I'm not super like stressed about it though, because if I don't make it for this con, I'm still going to Dragon Con, and it'll
That's true.
definitely be done by Dragon Con.
There you go. So either way, you'll still get to enjoy it. I want to say I'm
Yeah.
excited about it. I love Steven Universe. I'd never really gotten into it until recently, like into it, and now it's just this thing I watch, and I have emotions and feelings, and it's great.
As a little aside, I reorganized my craft room again, but I finally moved the shelves to where they're in a good position, and I just went through everything that was in there, and I got rid of like 2 giant trash bags full of stuff of just things that I'm never going to use, things that are broken, pins that are dried out, just what have you.
Yeah.
And I found because it was lost amongst all of my other crafting items, a latch hook that I've been working on since like high school.
Wow.
And I'm now finishing that, and in my brain, as I'm finishing it, I'm going, hey, I have a perler pattern for rose quartz, that painting.
Yeah.
I can totally translate that to a latch hook.
Yeah, you totally could.
And just make a giant like wall hanging.
That would be cool, actually. That would be really, really cool. I have a counted cross stitch that I've never finished that I have just sitting around. Every once in a while I re-find it and I'm like, oh, I should finish this someday, and I don't. I have all of the embroidery floss like with it and everything. I'm ready to go. I would just have to just do it, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably will never happen. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe someday. Well, hopefully you get it done by MomoCon. If not, we will definitely see it by DragonCon. Awesome. I have been doing a lot of watching and working and whatnot. So, I, of course, have been catching up with Game of Thrones, or watching it weekly. So I'll be watching it here in a little while.
Yep.
I'm super excited because we're getting to the end. So this is getting really exciting. I also feel like the pacing and things are way different than what I had expected. So that's also exciting. I kind of like being, I like being surprised. So I'm happy to see where it's going to go from here. I have been playing WoW mostly with my time, collecting battle pets. I have gotten close to the achievement for like 800 unique battle pets, and we've gotten to the point where I needed to organize it. So for our audio listeners, this is a 21-page document with a list of each of the battle pets that I'm missing, that I have highlighted the ones I'm currently working on and check them off as I go, because that's the point that we're at now.
I need you to meet my friend Kelly, who she has gotten all but 2 of the Achievos in Monster Prom.
See, so she understands. It's a
She
completionist
understands.
thing.
Yeah.
I only have so much time to play, so I need to spend that time wisely and focus where I need to focus. Hey, I'm organized though. That's what matters.
Sure. That.
Man, I dove back into League of Legends to play with some friends. That game is still, it's fun, but it's still like crazy how it's still a toxic community, but that's cool. It's fun to mess around if you have friends, but other than that, don't play. I was watching Nashville, which was my guilty pleasure watch of late, the one that I'm just burned through, and I actually finished it. So I finished the whole series. It was a series wrap up, and so that's all done. And I'm like, oh, all of this country music is behind me now. It's like country music soap opera. That's really all it is, and it just has good music in it too, so it's fun. I did finally. My mother has been telling me to watch this show for years, which is This Is Us. So I'm caught up with that now. So now I have to wait for the next bit to come out. But that show, I really like it, but I just cry. I cry all the time. I cry at least 3 times an episode. There's always something that's tugging at my heartstrings all the time, and it's crazy. So it's a good show, but have your tissues ready because everything is emotional and stuff. Yeah, so I've been weird like dramas lately. Like it's a weird thing for me to like watch Prime network television, but I work from home now, so I can have that up in my earbud instead of music in an earbud or podcast in an earbud like I used to when I was in the office. So I'm able to get through content that I don't have to pay super attention to. So yeah, I've been watching all kinds of weird stuff, but yeah, I'm sad that my Nashville's done now. So now I got to find something new. I have to find something else that I can binge and only half care about, because that's what makes that show perfect. I can just half care about it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I need. But we'll see. Well, I'll find something else, I'm sure. Oh man. Yeah, it was a lot of work and a lot of getting back into the swing of things after vacation. I need my vacation for my vacation, basically. So today we're gonna talk about Avengers Endgame. So as of right now, we're gonna go into the Geek Grapevine. We'll be okay there. But beyond that, if you have not yet seen the movie, I highly recommend that just be warned if you that we're going to talk about it. And if you care about spoilers, then don't listen until you have watched it. But in the meantime, it is time for the Geek Grapevine.
Cruise team, assemble! Geek Grills Grapevine.
So, of course, we can't talk about the news without bringing up the fact that Avengers Endgame has literally destroyed every friggin' movie record for speed, of which, it surpassed the 2 billion mark in record time. So Titanic, in 11 days, Avengers Endgame it's ridiculous. It took 47 days for Avatar to reach that benchmark. Like, that's insane. And it's just nuts. So it has, what, there are five movies that have done it. I think it's Avatar. Yeah. Avatar, Titanic, Force Awakens, and Avengers Infinity War. Like, those are the 5 that have beat 2 billion.
I guess it's not really a spoiler yet, because I'm going to be talking about the previews that I saw real quick, because you brought up Force Awakens. So there was a preview for Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I almost, at the end of that trailer, just blurted out in the middle of the theater, fine, take my money,
No, yeah, basically. I was like, yep, I'm in. Whatever this is that we're going to be doing, I'm in on it. That's cool.
It's just, like, I found, like, the music that they had behind it, that music gives me goosebumps. I'm like, wow, I don't know who actually wrote that trailer music, but I was like, that was a really good choice. Good on you.
Yeah. The music was good. I'm in for whatever it is, and I like Star Wars, but Star Wars is not like I'm not a gigantic Star Wars fan. Like the man friend, he's like super into Star Wars way more than I am, but I still enjoy it. I really like it, and I'm excited to see where it goes. And I will say, I saw the trailer and I was like, yep, I'm gonna go see that. I'm gonna pay money for it. It's also weird to see a Star Wars trailer at an MCU movie, but then you have to remember they're all in the same, like,
they're both owned by Disney.
Yeah, and Grizz is actually probably one of the biggest Star Wars fans I've ever had contact with. He has like every Star Wars Lego anything. He has all kinds of cool Star Wars swag, and he gets like the buckets and like the cups and things for all the movies, and has a really cool collection actually.
Yeah. Well, I just like I have a plan at some point. We're gonna go back to Disney World when the big Star Wars land like has
Star Wars.
opened.
It's like the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and
Yeah.
Star Wars land thing.
Land? Well, it's we're
It's
gonna
a
go
Star Wars experience,
after
maybe?
it's opened and has been open for a while.
Yeah.
So this is a couple of years down the line. I have tentative ideas about how to Disney bound Princess Leia, which if you're not familiar with Disney bounding, you're not allowed to wear costumes in the park if you're over 14. So a lot of people just find modern day clothes that like are reminiscent of the costumes of the characters, and like they do their hair up and they do makeup and things. So I have plans. I do like Star Wars. I'm not like a giant huge RAR fan, but I do like it. So, and we're gonna go. So why not Disney bound as Princess Leia?
No, they totally should. That's gonna be great. We had, so in the same vein, article I have here about, and by the way, I'm gonna go ahead and throw those so you guys can check them out. So I had to pull this other link in there. Oh, of course I did that wrong, but I had to pull this because we're talking about the money with these movies, which, by the way, it's just out of control. Like, this is such an experience. Just the sheer number of people that you're watching that movie with, basically. But what was really interesting to me was how some of these actors got paid. So they get bonuses if the movie does well. Specifically for Avengers and many of the other MCU films, they negotiated with these actors to say, no, you don't get it until it reaches like a mark that's way higher than normal, because otherwise they're paying them ridiculous amounts. But what's really interesting is that Robert Downey Jr. negotiated a special contract specifically where, so basically he got at least 75 million, because the way from Infinity War, and the way he did it is to get a back end profit on how it does. So instead of getting paid an amount to do it, he's getting an amount based on how it performs. So I just found that really interesting to just say, you know what, don't pay me now. It's going to perform. I want you to pay based on the performance level.
It's almost like, with house or car sales, they're paid on commission.
Yeah, it basically
like a percentage of the movie.
Like, basically when the sale is done is when he gets paid. Yeah, no, it was kind of weird. So yeah, the bonuses don't kick in until 1.5 billion, which makes sense because normally it's like 500 million, right, in global market sales. Then they're like, ooh, you know what? We're going to go ahead and go to 700 million on those Avengers movies. Yeah, this one, they were like, nope, 1.5 billion, because these movies are destroying it. And it's crazy. So, yeah, it's really, really interesting to take your money that way. And I don't know, I just thought it was just different from anything I've heard before on how they typically get paid.
On any other movie, that would seem like kind of a gamble for the actor. Yeah. But on the Avengers movies, I think Robert Downey Jr. was just like, nah, they're going to be fine.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm good. Thank you. I will take my check now. Obviously, they got their bonuses in the first weekend, so they're good.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we have a local to Linda's town. Mm-hmm. And also, Linda's state.
And I know exactly where this is.
Also a spill. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, overturned truck spills load of lime, blocks road for hours. Like, is that like lime, like the substance? Powdered lime?
Like quick lime.
Ugh.
Yeah.
State environmental officials were in Cherokee County Friday at the scene on Georgia Highway 140, where a truck overturned and spilled a large amount of powdered lime on Thursday. The incident closed the road for much of the day. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. It looks like snow everywhere. I was like, oh, so some snow knocked out. I'm like, oh nope, that's powdered lime.
Yeah, it says in the article, but lime is basically an alkali.
Yeah.
You use it to either neutralize chemicals, or you put it in fields to like neutralize the field
Or
to
hazard
make it grow.
or during
Or
hazardous waste. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hazardous waste cleanup.
So it's like, well, we've made a mess with the thing that's supposed to clean up the mess. So F us, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's also like the other concern here is that as the article says, people must take precautions in handling the alkaline powder to avoid breathing it in or getting it in their eyes, which can cause irritation, burning, and even blindness.
Yep.
So don't touch it.
Don't touch it. Don't get it in your eyes, which is real hard because it's powdered.
Oh God, that's
It's
crazy. That's a big one. It's just right there, just knocked into. Yeah, how do you clean up the thing that's normally used to clean up the stuff? That's definitely a weird one. There's no good puns in that one though. I'm a little disappointed that news team is slacking.
Yeah, they're a little, more cut and dry down in Cherokee County, I guess.
Apparently. Okay, so obviously we come around every time there's movies that we're super stoked about and we want to talk about them. So here's your warning right now. If you have not yet seen Avengers Endgame, you care about spoilers, you should probably stop listening now-ish because we're going to talk about it and we're going to spoil things that happened and you're going to be sad and mad at us and it'll be your fault.
I feel like we need to get a clip of River Song saying spoilers just to like put in to be like, this is where it starts.
So I will say I saw it Friday morning because I couldn't go Thursday night because I was doing the Overwatch tournament. So went and saw it Friday morning, and then the man friend and I went and saw it last weekend again for our second viewing. I was considering going for a third, but the Tolkien movie came out, so I might be doing that instead.
Yeah, I saw it on the Thursday it came out. I really enjoyed it. I was good with that. I was like, okay, I've seen the end of that story arc, but my husband, who is very much into movies, wanted to go see it again, so he went and saw it in IMAX. The one showing of IMAX they had near us, and he was like, boy, wow, that was wow, like, because it was IMAX 3D, so it was just like, burn. Like,
yeah, so Tim and I both have one eye that doesn't work, so we don't care about 3D. So people are like, oh, but you can't use those tickets for 3D showings, and we're like, oh darn, because we don't ever go to 3D movies because it's better now. You can actually still watch it if you only have one eye that works. It used to be that you couldn't. It was just awful. You'd be like, oh my god, it's like looking, you can't. It just doesn't work. But now with the way the technology is now, you can at least watch it, but we don't care. Like none of it does anything special for us. So it's convenient that neither of us have a need to see it that way.
yeah.
It's expensive too. Was it like a $20 ticket to go to the IMAX showing? It's really expensive.
I don't know if he actually, because it was the middle of the day. I don't know if he actually got like a lesser price because it was middle of the day. But it was apparently the only IMAX showing, so I don't know if that counted. I was just like, whatever, we're doing fine right now, go see it. I don't have any qualms with you going to see it, because he loves movies.
Yeah, no, I feel that. And it was cool, actually, a way I got to watch it. So I was in Vegas at the Frog Pants Viva TMS Vegas, Drunk A Move Diamond Pants, Banana Jams. And so it was this theater called the Cinnabar where they like serve food and all that. But it was basically all people that were attending the event and like 5 randos. Like the entire theater was full of like our people. So like I knew some people were going and I saw a bunch of people that I knew. And then I was like, oh, and look, there's so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And it was just like a 10 a.m. showing. And all of us were very hungover from the night before because we had the HyperX tournament, or the HyperX esports arena was what they rented out to do the community, the Overpants tournament. So they did an Overwatch community tournament that I got to play in. And that was at the Luxor. And then from there we went to Reraw, which is the pub, and continued to drink and whatever. Didn't get home till very, very home. Back to the hotel till very, very late. And yet all of us are like there Friday morning, ready to go see Avengers.
Yeah.
It was kind of impressive.
We went to a ours was a it's not an indie theater, that's not the right word, but like it's a theater that is a small theater that shows older movies. Like they have
like the ones that have been out for months.
No, the ones that have been out for years.
They go back and yeah. Like we have one called The Loft that does that.
They show Sound of Music. They show like old movies, but they had because when my husband tried to get the tickets online through like Fandango, it was a 3-hour wait, and you wouldn't know if you had gotten the tickets until the end of the 3 hours. So he went, we can't know. And one of our friends was like, I found this tiny theater that gets tickets immediately. Here's the link. And so we got it for this tiny theater, which had lovely seats, by the way. They heated up. They reclined and heated up. It was very nice. Although I didn't realize
fancy
it was so
seats.
fancy. I didn't realize because it was dark, like the house lights were up, but they were still really dim. I didn't realize it was a heater, so I just kind of pressed the button and then I was like, why is my butt getting warm? And then I looked down and it was like, oh, it's red. Oh, it's a heater.
We were a little bit bummed because so we had one friend that didn't get their food at all. We ordered waters and popcorn, and we didn't get that till about halfway through the movie. So that was the only part that was a bummer, was that they clearly were not prepared for those to be full showings. Yeah. I don't think, which is dumb because it's Avengers and you should know that. You're a theater. You should know by now that it's going to be ridiculous. But still, I didn't have any weird people yelling or shouting or doing dumb things at the theater. So that was nice. Both of my showings were good. Except there was a gasper behind me, though. I always love those ones. Like, because we'd already seen it. So we knew the parts where people were going to go nuts. And we just hear somebody go, and I was like, oh, you're going to be okay. It's going to be okay. You're going to be fine. So, yeah, overall movie watching was good. I was also really impressed by the fact that I thought I was going to die sitting in that seat for that long. I didn't even notice how long it was. Like, it went by for me in plenty of time. Did you have a similar experience with that, or did you feel like it was long?
Yeah, no, I mean, it felt a little long to me, but that's because of the pacing of some of it. And but my friend like had read the article.
Oh, the one that like, tells you where you can pee.
Here's your pee breaks. And so both of us were like, all right, here's where it says New Jersey on the thing. I'm gonna go.
But here's the thing: is so one of that article. One of my favorite ones is like, if Hawkeye is not your Hawk guy, then that's when you see Ronin Hawkeye. Go take your pee break. But there was like a bunch of them where I was like, that's a really cool scene. Why would you want to miss that? Like the big one that got listed was the one where Tony and Pepper are talking about him like deciding whether or not he's gonna, like, he figured it out and whether or not he's gonna actually go do it or not. And she's just like, yeah, but you're not gonna be able to live with yourself though, and I know I'm not gonna be able to stop you. And he's like, yeah, but I should probably not do it, right? And she's like, dude, I'm done. I've convinced you a million times to try to not do things, and you do them anyway, so just go do your thing. And I actually feel like that scene, knowing that he dies, I feel like missing that would be a bummer. So the fact that that was on that article, I was like, really? I feel like that's kind of like pretty integral to like the character development, right? Like the hero story. I don't know. That was just me though.
It was I liked how they went about it. Like they showed that the Avengers at the very beginning come together with Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel, and they're all like, okay, we're gonna go get him. And then they go to get him and he's already won. Like, he's destroyed the stones, there's nothing they can do, and the rest of it takes place 5 years later.
I was fucking shocked.
Yeah.
When Thor took his head off, I was like, what the fuck? Like, every theory that I had about how this was gonna resolve was just gone. in that first like 10 minutes, and that was great. I loved it because I love being like taken away from it. A lot of people, I've heard mixed feelings about the opening with Nebula and Tony giving his final message. I thought it was incredible because they were able to use that as a callback later, I think.
Yeah.
And I think that was amazing. I personally really
No,
liked it a lot.
I liked it because it showed a little bit of like character bonding between the two of them, and it showed him like coming to terms with things, and it makes sense later in the movie because he had that. Well, I mean, for some time, one more near-death experience, but like it super got to him because of everything else that had piled on.
It was like near death, but also in outer space, and I can't even have her mourn me.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm floating in the middle of nowhere. Like, that's a crazy way to die. If you're human and you've never been to space before. Like, a lot of these characters, they've gone to space before, right? Like, Star-Lord, he's like, yeah, I've been to space. I go to all kinds of places in space. Like, he's a human that's not going to be, like, an earthly human who's not going to be super I mean, he'd be bummed if he died out there, but it's different, right? Tony Stark dying out in outer space, like, that's nuts. Like, he'd never been to space before. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, like, I thought everybody that got, like, character growth, like, I thought it was really well done. And they actually showed really well the different effects of grief. Like, for Natasha, she threw herself into work.
I was just gonna say she became the workaholic. I'm gonna work. I'm gonna keep myself busy.
Then you had Cap, who stepped into the comforter role, into the counselor role, and then you had Tony, who basically kind of retreated from everyone, and but like focused on family and focused on making that the best life he could have because he had that life. And then you had Thor, who was just drowning in grief and like who let himself go, was just trying to forget what happened because he blamed himself for all of that.
Yeah, okay. So yes, I agree. The portrayal of how grief is handled in different ways, I also really liked that. I also liked that it was just a lot of the characters that we lost, I felt like they were developed, like, I feel like he was developed properly in that scene, right? Like, in that whole scene, the whole movie. I was okay. I'm sad that he died. I'm super sad that she died, which doesn't make much sense because her movie's coming out next, but I guess that's weird.
I have a fan theory. I don't know if it's true, but I have a fan theory, so we'll go over that.
We'll go over that in a minute. The one thing that I was a little uncomfortable with was, couldn't we have magicked some fucking sexy Thor back, though? For real? Like, I didn't need fat Thor to be fighting Thanos at the end. Like, I needed, like, Thor was one of my favorite comic books. Like, when I started reading comics, I read them because I was watching X-Men show. And then I was like, oh my God, these come in a comic? Because I'm a dumb little kid that doesn't know these things. And then I got into Thor. And I got into Thor because there was a female warrior that was in his crew, right? Lady Sif, she's like amazing. She's beautiful. And I don't know, like, I guess it was a little bit of a bummer for me to be like, cool, we're ending this phase and I get to watch fat Thor do it. Like, that sucks. Like, I want strong Thor.
I mean, he still was, but
yeah, you get the little one.
Yeah, I don't have as much problem with it because they showed that, like, he did the thing with the hammer where it's like, I'm still worthy, and he
the scene with his mother was cool.
Yeah, he got that kind of catharsis.
Yes.
And I loved his mother because she was like, boy, I was raised by witches. I know what's coming.
Yeah, dude, like, no, I'm good. I can, I'm not like super mad about it. I just felt like it felt a little tropey kind of towards the end. It was kind of just the overdone joke, but I'm okay with it. The
And then the end of Cap's story. Oh man, that just
God.
got
Okay,
me.
so as if you haven't had your heart ripped out 15 times already in this film, then you get to go and find out that Cap went and finally got his moment. And by the way, him getting, I'm going to cry right now talking about it. Him getting his moment and his time to go back and get the girl the right way, the way he should have, and just totally deserved because of everything that he has done for years and years and years.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
the people that made the movie, I can't think, directors, there we go, that's the word. The directors of the movie were basically like, yeah, no, he was totally like hiding from himself. He was there the whole time. That became his, his future. And so like I bet you anything that in the copies of like is it Civil War where she dies, like, and he's being a pallbearer, I bet you anything in Civil War they have Photoshop. They have CGI'd him old in the back row, but nobody noticed him.
yeah. Yeah, like
So-
totally. Like at that funeral the first time. Like, I don't know. Like, it's honestly. And I love that he kept it his private thing. Like, he got his thing. He's always been so giving of himself and everything else to help humanity and whatever.
Yeah,
He
and then
took
that
something
little-
for himself.
That little, you want to tell me about her, and he was like,
Nope.
nah.
That's my thing. That was my private thing. And I love that because that's just the way to handle it. And I felt like the handoff was great. And we're going to get the buddy cop story with
Buddy Cop TV show with them. I'm so
with
excited.
Bucky. No, I am very. I was very satisfied with that ending.
I mean,
The
obviously,
moment.
I'm
Ugh.
sad that he's not going to be playing Cap anymore. But goddamn, he deserves it.
Yeah, it was the right way to end that character, or to give that character closure, though, I think. So Hawkeye, I've heard a lot of people that get really upset. They're like, okay, the movie opens with him teaching his freaking daughter for like 10 minutes about whatever. I'm like, first of all, it's not even that long, first of all.
Yeah.
Like, the beginning of that, it's not even that long at all, but I love it. I think it's great. I think it humanizes these characters, which is important because he is just a dude
Yeah, he's a
He's a
dude that
dude-
has really good perception.
and hangs out with this level of Avengers and can still hang with them. Like, but also, again, we see his grief and
Oh yeah, his is the grief that turns to anger.
yep, like go deal with it like right now. And his Ronin stuff, a lot of people were like, oh, it was dumb, whatever. And I was like, I don't know. I think it answers that question of like, would you really just kind of figure it out? No. Sometimes you are just done and you're like, why did you survive? Like, I'm going to go clean it up because you should not have survived when everyone that means something to me was taken away. This is garbage.
Yeah, like I think I said this in the episode where Ember and I were talking about the hype like beforehand.
Yeah.
I saw that teaser trailer where the first thing you see is Hawkeye turning around and I'm like, those are the eyes of the man who have lost everyone he has loved. And I'm like, that's gonna be bad. And
Yep.
but bad in a good way, if it makes sense. Like, and it was like, nope, he is not someone that you want to mess with.
Yeah, and I feel like he got his story. Ant-Man was great. I feel like Scott's approach was what Scott would do. Like, I feel like everything was in line, and the poor guy can't eat his tacos, which I
No.
feel
Well,
really
but
bad.
I love when Professor Hulk just handed him the perfect tacos. He was like, "Yay!"
He's like, "Oh, good, I have tacos back." A couple things about Hawkeye and Natasha, like that whole scene, because we definitely talked about that, and I want to hear your fan theory. But with the Hawkeye thing, the moment that tussle started, did you know who it was going to be?
Oh yeah.
I felt
knew.
like, yeah, I felt like I was like, oh
I
shit.
was like,
Yeah.
there's the tension. I was like, they might pull the rug out at the very last second, but I was like, nah, Natasha is much more determined. I mean, they were both determined, but she was way more determined.
Yeah.
And it kind of went into that workaholic thing that she did, where she was like, "No, I'm
Yep.
gonna fix this for my best friend, who deserves happiness."
Well, and she doesn't have. She looks at it as her family is them, right? Like
Yeah.
that's her family.
Mhm.
So, you know, he has another family that needs him, and that is gonna that. I think overpowered that feeling. So, Gamora and her both were sacrificed for the Soul Stone.
Yeah, and Gamora was technically brought back in that she was from a different timeline. Poor Quill.
Yeah,
Poor
but the
Quill.
thing is, where is she now? Did she evaporate into dust with the other people?
No. I think she and Nebula went off to have sisterly adventures, get to know each other.
Yeah, I hope
And
so.
then he is trying not to be a creeper, but he wants to get her back, so he's gonna try and woo her again.
Yep, he's gonna have to,
Yeah.
because this Gamora isn't his Gamora.
No, I was kind of sad about that, actually.
I was really sad. I really like those characters a lot,
Mhm.
and it made me really, really sad. That
Yeah, it
part,
was like-
the fact that
it
he
was-
doesn't know, and like he swipes her picture away, like I wasn't looking at anything. Nope, it's
I was
fine.
looking, and it's just it to me. It kind of makes me feel like the Gamora that we've all come to know through the movies is still dead.
Yeah.
There's a Gamora now, but
It's
she's
not her.
It's not his Gamora. It's not our Gamora. So I don't know. That one was a little sad for me, but I guess it could be nitpicky. And then the other nitpicky thing I had was, I know they didn't have a lot of time, but all of the character growth to get from where Hulk was at the end, Banner/Hulk was at the end of Infinity War, to Professor Hulk, we missed it. It was all off screen.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like, I would have liked to have seen that story. I would just like a Hulk movie done with him as Banner, though. Like, to be honest, nobody else handled it as well as he did. Like, when I think of Hulk now, I think of Mark Ruffalo. Like, that's all I see. When there are some other characters where I could see somebody else doing it. I also feel similarly about the fact that we got hardly any Black Panther.
Yeah, I mean,
There was an itsy bit of T'Challa.
There's a little bit. I mean, to be fair, the big final battle where they open the portals and it's all the as Peter said, this glowy thing that and they all come through. They had that really epic kind of like strode onto the battlefield, but that was it.
Yeah.
And then there was like one like bro nod.
Yep. That was it. And we watched him run around and do his like cool stuff a couple times, and like that was it. I was a little bummed that that's all we got there. Kind of the same with Doctor Strange. I mean, he's like responsible for all of this, and yet we see his mentor for longer on screen than we ever see him. But
Right.
if you're gonna pick somebody to explain how time issues work so that the audience understands it, she's the right one
Yeah, that's true.
to explain it. I thought that was really cool, actually. Where like, because I was like, yeah, how is he convinced this chick to give it? Oh, like I liked that for sure.
Time heist.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta do the time heist, and when they made fun of it, that made it okay for me. Because anytime you're doing time travel-y, go back in time,
Yeah,
it's always bad. It's
you gotta
always
be real careful.
And I think the fact that they were kind of laughing at themselves about it already made it palatable.
All the movie references were great.
Like Hot Tub Time Machine.
So, before I forget, we'll hop back to my fan theory about Black Widow. I know that a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's the movie's going to be like a prequel or whatever." I really hope, and I don't know if this is going to be true or not, obviously, but so Steve had to go put the stones back exactly where he found them. So
yeah, how do you put a soul stone back?
They went on at length for a few minutes about how it's an equal exchange. Put the soul stone back, Black Widow gets back up.
And he had his life, and now he's gonna go and exchange it back and maybe get her back.
I don't know.
That is actually I want that to be the story now. Like, that is a really good, because he would be the one to sacrifice himself for that and to put it back where it was supposed to go.
Yeah, I don't know. Wow. I don't know.
Wow. No, that's actually a really good theory. I mean, because okay, let's see. So we've got more movies to come, right? We've got more Spider-Man. We've got a Black Widow film finally. Scarlet Witch is in a series. You have the buddy cop series coming out with Falcon. No.
Falcon. Well,
Well,
Falcon. Cap Falcon.
Captain Falcon,
Falcon.
and his friend Bucky. No,
His friend. I don't know. He might go under the title White Wolf now.
I say just going. I think he does go by White Wolf now because they referred to him that way a couple times, right? And they
At least once in the post credits of
for Black Panther, right?
of Black Panther.
That's
yeah,
right.
Which there's going to be another Black Panther movie, which I am interested to see because I think they're going to start going into kind of the political thing of being a king.
Yeah.
Whereas the first one was him becoming king and fight and coming out into the world stage. This next one is probably going to be, okay, now you're here. How are you dealing with that?
That's going to be interesting. Okay. So I have to say, okay, so my fangirl moments of like raw, there were a lot of them, so I can't go through all of them. They're like literally, I feel like everything.
That entire final battle, by the way, was just,
Exactly.
I was like,
Exactly.
I was so happy when the Pegasus came on screen. I was like, Pegasus!
I went
flying
fucking
horse!
nuts. I grabbed dude neck. I'm like, oh my god. I was like, she's got a Pegasus. Like, I was so excited because
Also, long live Queen Valkyrie, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. And the fact that that was shot when she comes up, I don't remember what they're called, but the big, like, gigantic, like, swimmy worm
Oh,
things.
they
I forget what they're called.
They're called Leviathans. That's
Yes.
what they're called.
So as one's going by and she's on that horse and she just like goes up one whole side and then down the other and you're just like, yeah, you're like the coolest. But I love the fact that before that happened, the shot that they give you is literally like, oh no, he's gonna be fine. And there's like just cool badass bitches, like
Yeah.
just all the ladies. I'm gonna call them
Yeah.
bitches, like that's super empowering, right? But it was great. You had all of them there, and I feel like they obviously did that. It was obviously a choice that they made, but I thought it was a good choice, and it was really cool because how many times have we had shots where it's like five superhero dudes on screen with no females?
Yeah.
So it was really
now
cool.
it's, I've seen a lot of artwork already of the She Has Help
Yeah.
with all of them. It was great.
I love it, and I feel like all of the things I heard about Brie Larson being too wooden, I didn't see it. I thought she was great
No,
with
I
how
didn't.
she interacted with Peter Parker.
Well, that was another thing. Going back to the grief thing,
Where's
I
Fury?
saw somebody say she literally wears her grief on her shoulders because she cut her hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She went for like I need to change my whatever. Absolutely. Because
Yeah, so-
Fury was like her only friend when she didn't have memories. Like
Yeah.
that's who she had as a friend.
And I love that the only way that Thanos was able to get her off of him was to take the Power Stone and punch her with it. That was
Yeah.
the only way he was able to get
Yeah.
her off of him.
Well, because she's ridiculous, and that's the
Yeah.
one thing where people are like, she's a little Deus Ex Machina, but at the same time, you don't have X-Men, you don't have Inhumans, you don't have anybody. You have to have someone who can come
Yeah.
in and just be ridiculous.
You have to have someone who can come in and punch a ship in half.
I
You
mean,
just need
the
that.
Serenity just went to this ship, this famous ship, that like Thanos has like taken around the galaxy for like forever. By the way, when that ship showed up, like I'm such a nerd. Like I am such a nerd. When that happened in the end credits and you see the ship pull up, and I was like, it's gotta be this. I went nuts. I was like, that's Thanos' ship. I know it. And like, sure enough, it was. But like, that was a really cool shot. Like just that image was super cool, and it reminded me of a comic like panel, like, and that made me really
Yeah.
happy.
Yep.
Uh,
It was good. I really, really enjoyed it.
my other very important fangirl moment was I finally got a Scarlet Witch moment. Rising in the air with the actual, like, because she is disgusting. She is one of the most powerful anythings ever. And we've only seen like traces of it. But it's just like, she's like, I don't know you. And she's like, you will. And just
We
like,
will.
oh, and you're just like, yes. Like, I think I made audible noise both times I watched that movie. I made like the little louder than I should have.
Yeah. And so like I've also heard like people are like, well, how is Vision going to be in a thing?
Yeah.
I'm like, do you remember when Shuri made a copy? Shuri made a copy of him when they were in Wakanda. So
That's true.
yeah.
I mean, because I did talk about that. That was one of the things that got brought up when I was having conversations with some others. We didn't talk about Vision much, like at all.
Well, he was mentioned at the very end of the thing when Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch are
They
standing
both
next to each
are,
other.
right? She goes, they both
Yeah.
are. Or they both
Yeah.
do, or whatever. And they know that the one... I liked that. I also liked that we ended it with Morgan, like, getting cheeseburgers. I just felt like there was something about that made it very human.
Yeah.
And I also really liked that in the credits, we got all the credits, but then we also got the really cool special credits for all the original Avengers. It was funny because I was like with people at the theater and they're like, why only some of them? I'm like, they were the original Avengers.
Yeah,
the original
they were the
ones
ones from the first movie.
are
They
the
were
ones
from
that got the
first-
thing.
Yeah.
And then at the end, there's no end credit scene. You just hear the sound of Tony hammering his
first-
Iron Man suit, and
Yeah,
you're just
making
like,
his first Iron Man suit.
that
Yeah.
sound alone. And I think that's cool. I think I wanted that to be a bookend, and they did that. Because now we can move into wherever it's going to go into the next phase. I was satisfied. I was
Yeah.
definitely satisfied. I wasn't the first time because I was like, where's Maria Hill? I'm pissed. I'm super angry. How do you not do this without her? I'm super mad. And then somebody was like, no, she's in the back. And I was like, really? And to be fair, I'm crying at that point the first
Yeah.
time. So the second time I specifically watched for it, and sure enough, there she was, in the back at the funeral. And I'm like, okay, I'm good then.
I only watched it the once. Did I miss Steve Rogers not being there at the funeral? Was he like right in front? Did I miss him?
I think he was.
Was he at the funeral?
I think he was. Now I'm wondering.
I
feel like everybody was at the funeral. The only thing
maybe I was focused so much on like Pepper and
yeah.
and the daughter that my eye missed him. But like I was expecting him to be standing with like Bucky and Sam, and he wasn't. They were just standing there by themselves. So I was like, where's Steve? But if he was up like actually on the dock, then I probably missed him.
And we all got to see Captain America finally wield the hammer because we all knew he could.
Yeah, I was just
great.
like, it's just like
he's like, no, you get the little one.
Yeah, no, that was great. It like rose up like, and I'm like, someone's picking that up. Oh, I know who's picking that up.
Yep.
And then it's like clang.
The other, so I really enjoyed the fact that we also got the Pepper in a suit. We can have our lady Iron Woman if we want. Like, that's cool.
She was I think
I can't remember her name.
Rescue.
That's right.
Her
Okay.
name's Rescue.
Yes,
Yeah.
but that's cool. I'm glad we got that. I didn't actually think we were going to, honestly.
Well,
I didn't see it.
I thought they might because at the very like that thing where he's talking to his daughter and she's got the mask on.
Yeah.
He was like, "Stop going in. You need to. I don't know how you keep getting in the garage. Your mom never wears the things I make her.
Yeah.
Or never wears
anything
things
I get her. Yeah. She never wears anything I get her.
And like I was like, oh, he's made her a suit. Okay.
Yeah. I still didn't know if we were going to see it, though. And definitely before the movie, I had no idea. That was never even a thought in my mind, which I think that's cool. I like being surprised. I felt like I was satisfied and I was surprised. It was a good show. It was enjoyable both runs through. I definitely didn't feel the time. And yeah, I feel like the character arcs were more than what I had, even more than what I wanted from them. I got. So I'm happy.
Yeah.
I gave it 2 very, very high thumbs up, and I'll probably go see it again because I'm a nerd. Oh, man. Any other... I know we could literally probably talk about this movie for another hour because there's like 18 different stories happening in it or more. There's a lot of things to talk about, like the Thanos situation and all that. But
I actually like one last thing because I think we should.
No,
I mean,
totally.
I got Game of Thrones coming up here.
Yeah, right? We're all like, Game of
um,
Thrones time.
is Nebula like killing her past self was actually really poetic
Yeah.
because she was just
Yeah,
like,
because
no.
she had swallowed it, but she had put it to the back. But no, she actually ended it. And when she's like, really? Him? Well, your other choice was a tree.
It's either him or a tree.
We did only get like one I Am Groot, though. Maybe two. The whole movie. That was a little bit of a bummer.
Yeah. Well, they stuffed a lot of things into that movie.
Yes, they did. It's true. It's true. There was a lot in there. I was pretty happy with the fact that Thor is gonna go party with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm cool with that. That's good. That's a good place for him to be. Yes, Rabbit.
Yes, Rabbit.
Oh, and now we've got a queen of Asgard.
With her badass Pegasus in the stables somewhere.
People were like that was my reaction. Like, where did the Pegasus come from? Like, where did it come from?
And I'm like, they probably brought it on board with them. I mean,
I mean, that's the whole thing, though. Like, she was a drunk, like, on another planet, and Asgard was destroyed by, like, it's fine, whatever. It came from the story. We wanted it there. Yay.
It came from Doctor Strange. I'm going to blame magic.
Yep. When you need help, you just get some space time magic. Oh gosh. Any other final thoughts before we close it out?
I'm gonna be interested to see where they go from there. If they like introduce Ironheart, if they introduce other like new
Young
characters.
Avengers would be cool.
And now they've got the rights to the X-Men.
We can say the word mutant again. Hopefully, whatever they do in the next phase, the fact that they can use the word mutant again makes me very happy because that means that they, will get. That could be cool. I'd be really excited to see those things under the same roof. What happens with the stories from there when they're not like hamstrung with all that.
But the next big one is Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
And it does go into the timey-wimey. Some timelines are screwed up now, so we gotta deal with that.
Yeah, we don't even know what timeline we're in anymore. It's complicated. Oh, man. Well, if you have something you'd like to add, please chime in. You can email us at geekgrills@gmail.com. You can give us a ring at 508-474-5577. You can also tweet to us at geekgrills. So what are you looking forward to, Linda? What's on deck?
This weekend, I'm going to go to the Renaissance Festival. So
Nice.
I'm going to costume up in my
Eat a turkey leg?
fair folk costume and go around, be gothy. Because my fair folk is gothy as AF. Gothy AF.
Good. I support all of this. I'm going to go see Tolkien. I'm excited about that movie a lot. And my best friend's coming to town. My best friend from college. She and I took a trip last year. We try to visit or take a trip each year, and she had to cancel her trip. And so she's like, well, why don't I come visit you instead? And I'm like, that's cool. You should definitely do that. So I've got my friend coming into town. I don't know. We might try to go somewhere pretty in Arizona and take pictures. Like Sedona or something like that. But who knows? We're going to hang out, have fun. It'll be cool. Yeah. Remember, folks, you can always come watch us record live at twitch.tv/geekgrills on Sunday evenings. Our next one's going to be Sunday the 19th at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. So that is, at this point, that is going to be our new recording time for now. Pending, any changes will be notified on Twitter. But that's what we're going to be doing with my new work schedule. And in addition to the subs and bits that we do get here on Twitch when we're live, we are supported by our amazing patrons, the greatest girlfriends on the internet. And you can actually become a patron at patreon.com/grills. And don't forget, if you have Amazon Prime, you can sub to us for free every month on Twitch. So you should do that and give us their money. Yes. And I have, before I forget, so when I was in Vegas, I talked to Brian Ibbett, and because I was on his team, and we were talking, and he was just like, man, yeah, you and Ember and Linda, you guys should apply for the America's Next Top Podcaster, and we do another season. And I was like, I definitely will. And I was like, and besides, we're having some people on, we should have you on. He's like, yeah, I'd love to come on. Then I'd be a girlfriend. And I died. I just died, like melted to the floor, dead. Like I was like, yay. No, he hit me up and told me that he had listened to our episode with Monica, and that he enjoyed it, and that was really cool. Anyway, sorry. There's my nerd out moment.
So if you want to leave us a review, doing so is free, and they can help on our ranking on any of your podcast catchers, which helps people find us, which is great. You can also join our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and help us spread the word there. All that's free.
Yeah, do it. It's helpful. It's helpful.
Yes.
Where can we find you on the interwebs?
You can listen to me talk about women in gaming on the Glitter Dice podcast, which comes out on the 1st of every month. And you can find me on Twitch under the name True Noob. It's TRUN00B. I am furiously going to be trying to finish this cosplay for the next 2 weeks.
Well, I have faith. So September, she can be reached at 9 of 12 on Twitter and Twitch, and on the Heresy and Hearsay and Trust Your Cape podcasts. I am at The Jen Says on Twitter, streaming on Twitch at twitch.tv/TheJenPlays, and you can find everything I do at thejensays.com, because I own it. So thanks for listening, everyone. Good game.
Good game.
GG. Well played. Good game.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.
Yeah. I have to make an audible noise with it. I'm sorry I talked over it, but I had to, because that's like the surprise, is that, oh yeah, I can't, I don't know which hand it is, because I'm looking at it, it's like being in a mirror, right? I may have in fact, let's try that. There we go. I may have in fact gotten my Diamond Club tattoo while I was in Vegas, and so now, and I've of course got it where it can be seen when I'm throwing my diamond. So Petey Rave and I went and got our tattoos. I wanted to do it when Curtis and I could be together. So while I was in Vegas, I did in fact ink myself.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody suggested a show title.
I didn't.
So...
I was so talky that I had so many things. I was like, I just have so many things to say. I don't even know.
I mean,
Yay Pegasus. Yay Pegasus.
Yay Pegasus. Yay Pegasus could be the name of this show.
Oh, man.
It's okay.
We'll think of something. Ember will think. She's really good at that. When I can't think of one, she always comes up with something good. Yeah, it's hard because we just had a lot of it's basically just us being like blah 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 fangirls, because that's what we do with Marvel stuff.
Or She Has Help.
Ah.
Could do She Has Help. Maybe.
That could be good. I like it. I like it a lot. Actually, you should. Yes. Yeah, let's do that one. I like it. I am gonna go very quickly today. Thank you, those of you that are in chat. Thanks, thanks, Grill Friends, for hanging out. Grizz, appreciate you. And one of our original patrons, by the way.
Yes, thank you.
And yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody next week. I don't know what our topic is just yet. But I'm sure we'll come up with something in the next few days. I hope. But yeah, so bye everybody on the internet. Goodbye.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, and then we're gonna raid somebody. Shoot, I didn't get a raid target. Oh crap, I forgot.
Raid E.
Let's see. Hold on. Don't go yet. We wanna rain sunshine on somebody's day. Let's see. Who do we have here that is streaming at the moment? Steph is streaming. We're streaming. Other people are streaming. Frog Pants is streaming. Yeah, let's go ahead and raid Frog Pants. That could be cool. So let's raid. They're doing There Be Dungeons, which is kind of fun. Oh, can't raid that channel. That's cool. They don't take raids. That's a bummer. They haven't started Whelp yet. I know they're gonna be recording Whelp soon on Curly's channel, but they haven't started yet. We could do Jovian. He's pretty cool. Let's just raid Steph. She's cool. Let's see. Ferociously Steph, I think is how it's spelled. She's super awesome. Wave hi to her. Follow her if you don't. And bye for real this time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye for real this time. Yeah, we're gonna give it that little raid. Follows are free, so click the button when you get there. She's awesome. Also, yeah. Have a good week, everybody.
7 to me. Like that, all that sounds like really spooky.
Okay, I'm gonna start my
So.
recording. Stop my stream.